Hi Lawrence, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, all good.
Alright. So we before we just get started in today's session, thank you again to come in. It's nice to see you. I just wanted to clarify a few things that we talked about last week in our first session, and just get up to speed again so we can start. So in this session, what I'd like to do is speak further about the issues we talked about and start to look at some of the reasons why these might be happening and look at some options we might have to move forward and hopefully resolve in this process.
Yeah.
All right. So, but before we get into today's session, I just want to check in and see how your week's been.
Yeah, like, it's not great. Like, I tried out for another team, sporting team, soccer team at school. I didn't get in. I think I was saying last week that I've tried out for a few teams over the years. I'm trying to get involved in sports so I can get more friends, and I just can't. I mean, I've always been skinny and lanky. I don't know if that's it, but I couldn't, unfortunately I didn't make it. And I just thought it'd be a good way to get friends and get to know people, but I didn't get in, so that was kind of crap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So, you've had a little bit of disappointment and setbacks again.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, can you just tell me again what were those sports for?
So that was for soccer.
Okay,
Yeah, but
yeah,
I've tried a few different teams. I just thought, like, I mean, the biggest thing was, not really having any friends, and sport seems to be like a good way to make friends, but I just can't. I'm not they are naturally athletic type. But just any kind of friends, just because, like, all my other mates, like all the other guys at school, I should say, are on like apps and stuff and chatting to people on the weekend, but I don't really have friends, and I don't know if it's because of my acne but there's other kids with acne. I don't know what it is. Like, I just feel like if I could clean up my skin or get bulkier, I might be able to make more friends. I might be able to be more popular and more people would want to hang out with me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, can you just explain to me, with these other setbacks, what impact that's had on you during the week?
It just kind of knocks I don't know if I've got a lot of confidence to start with, but it just knocks me about, because I kind of get excited and think, if I can get into this team, I'll meet some guys and have more friends to hang out with on the weekends, because I'm pretty lonely and stuff. And then when I don't get in, it just kind of knocks me about, and I kind of think, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Oh, this is embarrassing. Sorry.
No, please don't apologise. It's fine.
I just don't know what to do. Like,
clearly upsetting.
It's like, I don't know really who to talk about it. Like, my dad doesn't get it. Like, he had acne. I thought he, of all people, would understand. He didn't have a lot of friends in school, and he had acne. But I've tried to talk to him a little bit, and he just basically tells me to suck it up and get on with it. Like, he's not very. I thought he'd understand, and I could have someone. I've seen photos of him. I basically look just like him when he was my age, but it doesn't. He's not supportive at all. He just kind of said he had to tough it up and put his head down and get through it, and he kind of expects me to do the same.
Yeah. So you feel that you can't express your feelings and show that it actually does cause you pain, and you're upset, and you don't feel you can get support from your dad when you're emotional.
I can't talk to Mum because she's like an anxious wreck, and she's always been worried about me ever since I was little. Like, when I was little, I wasn't in sporting teams because she was always worried about me, worried I'd get hurt because I got such brutal bones and stuff, and so she was always worried I'd hurt myself, so I was never in sport, never had sort of friends. But now that I'm older and I can decide for myself, but we've kind of I get nervous when I'm not around her, and I know she's really anxious when she's not around me. We're kind of a bit codependent and always relying on each
Yeah.
other. So I don't want to tell her this stuff because I know it would just make her worry, which is why I went to my dad, but he's not been very supportive. So I don't really know who else to. My nana, like I was telling you last week, ever since she retired, she's lost her purpose and she's quite depressed, and she openly says wants out of here, like when she's not. She's not great. So I kind of don't really have anyone to talk to about this.
No, and I can understand that's quite concerning for yourself, and it must feel like you don't have any support at home.
No, yeah, I don't know what to do.
And it's a lot.
I've tried to put on weight, tried to bulk up a bit, but nothing. And my acne, I don't know what to do. Like it's.
Yeah, and would you, if I was to kind of summarise that, you're wanting more friendships and connections. You haven't been able to get any at the moment. You've tried to speak to your dad about how it feels and trying to get some support there, but he's not able to give that, or he just tells you to suck it up.
Pretty much.
Right.
I think that's what his dad told him.
Okay. Yeah. And like you're just saying with your mum there, you're worried about telling her because you don't want to cause her more stress, and your grandmother's said things there about not wanting to be here and she's depressed. So, I mean, there's a lot there at home that you've got on in addition to your own issues, and you don't feel like you've got any support there for your problems.
No,
right?
everyone's. Yeah, it does feel quite lonely, and particularly because I don't have friends. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also sounds to me, please correct me if I've misinterpreted this, but it sounds to me as well that, like with your grandmother in particular and your mum, because you're worried about her, aside from your issues and what you would like, it sounds like you've got a sense of responsibility for your mum and grandmother's issues.
Yeah, well.
And you're kind of taking a position of like worrying and having some responsibility there for their issues.
Yeah, I mean mainly mum, like, because I know she's always worried about me. Like being an only child, and she's always been very worried about me, and I try to keep some of this stuff from her, but I like having her around too, because like I don't have the friends and other people, and I know she cares about me.
Yeah.
So I do get a bit nervous when we're not around each other, but I do worry about Nana as well, but more so Mum. I feel responsible for her.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, in relation to those that we've just talked about, what I'd like to do now is just spend a bit of time. I think it's important for me, but for us in this process, that we really get a proper understanding of the issues that as you see them, and we can talk about and just clarify what you would like to try and get from counselling. All right, and see what we can do addressing some of what your actual needs are. And then we can have a discussion about what options we might have to work on these issues for you.
Okay.
Is that okay with you? That's what I'd like to do in this session.
Yeah.
Clarify those. It's important for us to actually list the issues and your needs before we start to look at setting goals, because we want to understand what the problems are and how we might be able to address those.
Okay.
So if I just clarify what we've just spoken about, and again in the first session, that your issues. I've made some notes here from last session. All right. So the issues that you'd like some help for, and what we're going to work together is obviously you're wanting some friends and wanting to, maybe join some sports or some kind of groups where you've got where you're part of something and you've got some friends. Is that right?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yep. And you've said last week and again today that you would like to actually put on some weight and get your acne looked at. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that actually upsets you. Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you.
It's okay.
All right. Now, I just want you to know that when you do get upset in here, I just want you to know that I want you to be able to feel comfortable in expressing your feelings. All right?
Thank you.
And you won't be judged. And I think it's actually healthy that you are able to express your feelings here in a safe space.
Okay, thanks.
All right? I'm here for you, and I just want you to know that it actually is okay for you to get upset, because I can see that it actually does upset you.
Yep.
And that shows me as well that it's an important part, and it's something that's important for you to want to get looked at.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Now, a couple of the other issues is you'd like a bit more confidence. You lack some confidence in yourself and a bit low in self-esteem.
Yeah.
Okay. And the responsibility you feel with your mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just feel like I know she really relies on me, and she's just so anxious, and I just don't know what to do with her.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now that we've got a better understanding of those issues, what I'd like to do now is have a chat with you, and what I'd like you to have a think about for me is what I find helpful is if we do a bit of a ranking system
Okay.
and list the issues, like if we prioritise them as such.
Okay.
From your point of view, is what you think is kind of the biggest issue for you,
Okay.
or another way of saying that is which one you would like to work on and get resolved in priority, so to speak.
Okay.
All right. So, out of those issues we've talked about, what would you feel is your biggest priority or your most important one?
I think just having like a social life, like having friends, like to not have the loneliness, have some kind of have some friendships. That's probably. But then I think, well, yeah, like I would like that. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So if we put that down, I'm just going to put them literally in like an order.
Okay.
So it's good to have it all prepared in front of us here, so we make sure we've got them addressed, and by putting them in this order, that means we can start to develop a bit of an idea of how we're going to go about addressing them.
Okay.
And yeah, start to work on them in the order in which you would like to.
Okay.
All right. So what would be the next one after that?
If I could
For
my appearance, like if I can, I'm obviously, if I could work on putting on weight and clearing up my acne, my physical, I think it would help my confidence.
Yes. Okay. So I understand that one's quite important to you. Do you feel in your yourself that your appearance and um, your opinion of yourself is partially in line, or do you feel that that might be part of the reason why you don't have friends? Am I understanding that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't look like one of the cool guys, one of the jocks, you know. They're the popular guys who have lots of friends because they're good at sport and they're kind of, bulky and they're popular, whereas because I'm not into the sport. I guess I look kind of geeky or nerdy. I'm not one of the cool kids, so I don't have a lot of friends. So I just feel like if I could change my appearance a bit, it might help me get more friends.
Yeah, and you feel it will make you feel better about yourself, or give you more confidence?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I know this isn't all of it, like my appearance isn't all of it, like I'm still a good person and there's lots of other things, but unfortunately people, the physical appearance at our age seems to be really important and you can't even get to having, like, I just think it might help me a bit.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. And then so the next ones, which is the other issues we've got here is the responsibility and kind of the anxiety, as you've said before, and in the first session, that you get with between you and your mum.
Yeah.
You've said she gets anxious if she's not with you, but you also get some anxiety if you're away from her.
Yeah, and I know she's just going to be worried about me, and so no, that's definitely a factor as well.
Yes. Okay. All right. Can you tell me, as we start to talk on these more, is there any challenges, or is there anything that you can foresee that might pose any restrictions or challenges in the counselling? Like, is there anything that's going to impact on you being able to come in, or as we start to work on some of these things, can you see that there's going to be any barriers or any problems that might come up to stop you from going through this?
No, I can get here easy enough, and this time is good. No, I can't think of any.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. All right. So what I'd like to just have a bit of a chat about is your self-esteem.
Yeah.
And the issues you've got there with your mum and grandmother at home. So before I do that though, it's good for me to probably get to understand you a little bit better. I can give you a couple of ideas why sometimes these issues may arise for people. But I'd like to get to know you a bit better and understand you more, and how it may be impacting you now. So just in relation to, if we can have a bit of a chat about your childhood, and can you just give me a general idea, like you said you would like to participate in some sports, and you mentioned earlier that you didn't play in sports and things when you were growing up. So can you just let me know in a general kind of snapshot what you did do growing up, and what things you did do with your family or as a young kid growing up?
I mean, Dad was always at work, so I did spend a lot of time with Mum. So pretty much when I wasn't at school, I was just with her, like whatever she had to do, go shopping, go to the library. She likes museums and things. Like, I was pretty much, we had like a video games, like PlayStation, so I played those. I was either just playing video games or hanging out with my mum. There wasn't a lot of extra stuff I did. Reading books, read a lot of books. No sports.
Okay, yeah. And what about things like sleepovers or like?
No,
Any-
I didn't have sleepovers. Mum was worried. She just didn't. She didn't. Even though I was only invited like to like people in the street, but who we knew. But she just was nervous. She didn't know if she didn't really know the parents that well, or she just didn't want to be staying at other people's houses. But yeah, sometimes I'd
Okay.
play in the street just with other kids in the street. We'd play Transformers out the front or something, and or hide and seek, or sometimes it would be even like, yeah, like, but so we'd sometimes play in the street together. One of them had a tree house, but I was barely ever allowed. I only once or twice went because Mum was worried I'd fall out of the tree house and break something. So yeah, but not a lot. Anyway, yeah, just occasionally playing with kids in the street.
Okay. So, in would it be fair to say that during your childhood, in a sense, you didn't really have the freedom or independence to just go off and play with other kids and
No, only a couple of times, like that treehouse. And after the treehouse, Mum and Dad got into a really big fight because Dad had told her she was being ridiculous. Just let me go, and I did. But that's it very rarely happened. It was Dad. I think if it was up to Dad, I would have been allowed to do more stuff. But he used to get really upset with Mum because he thought she was too cautious around me and it wasn't helping me. But so no, I didn't have a lot of freedom or independence. No.
okay, yeah. And is it right to say that during your childhood and for the majority of schooling, you've not had many friends?
No, like occasionally a few here and there, or I join like the chess club at the library and I get to know like people through that, but not a big solid group of friends, no.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. It just gives me a bit of an insight. So if I can just go into explaining sometimes why people might find it difficult to develop friendships and relationships as they're getting older, can have a correlation with how we feel about ourselves and our confidence that we have now. This can also be a little bit contributed to why you've got a sense of responsibility for your mum's anxiety also, and why you feel that you get a bit worried if you did have the opportunity to go out and do stuff on the weekends. You'd be worried about your mum and being away from her. Typically, some studies show that if we haven't developed some of those relationships as you grow up and have that kind of ability or sense of freedom to go off and have a bit of independence as children when we're growing up, and like you said, you were always there with your mum, and for the most part you did a lot with your mum instead of other children. There's like an attachment there with your mum, and that can make you feel a sense of responsibility there, and a bit of concern now at your age for potentially the first time or for new times, wanting to now go off and do things with peers of your own age without your mum. Alright, and what that does though, growing up, what it can do is, because you've not had all that experience as a child and that sense of freedom to really discover yourself and have other relationships with peers, you've not naturally been able to develop that confidence in yourself and really establish who you are amongst your peers. So it's understandable why you're now experiencing some of these issues potentially for the first time now, and I can understand that's going to be challenging and a little bit worrying, because you're wanting in yourself, you're wanting to be a little bit more independent and have friendships and things to do, like you want to be involved in something out of home, but at the same time you're worried about being away from your mum.
Yeah.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah, no, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so that's just a bit of an understanding why this can happen. Like it's not, I want you to understand it's not you or anything you're doing. It's these things can develop throughout childhood and through different stages of our life.
Okay. Yep.
And it's certainly healthy at your stage in life to have friendships and want to be part of things. And I hope and I'm certain that we'll be able to get that for you as we go through this process. How does that sound?
That sounds good, yeah.
So you mentioned before about a tree house, and you were able to go and play with kids and sometimes with kids in the street. If I was to ask you to just go back to there and just tell me how did that feel for you when you were able to do those things?
Oh, it was so exciting because it was rare. Because I was lonely as a kid, you know, like, and I didn't have anyone to play with, so I was so excited. But then, like, and I had such a great time, but then I got home and Mum and Dad were fighting about it, you know, because Mum was so worried and didn't want me to go. And so then I felt bad. I thought, oh, I should never have gone because it was causing an issue with them. I should have just stayed home, but then it was great. Like, I felt really good. I had a great time. Yeah, it was really fun, and the other kids were nice to me, and I got to help them make stuff, like do stuff, and it was good. It was really fun.
Yeah, that sounds great. However, you just mentioned as well, unfortunately, it caused an issue there and caused you to feel guilty. Do you, thinking now, how you've said you want to do some more things on the weekend and be involved in sports, but you're worried about your mum if you're leaving her, do you feel a similar sense of, would you feel guilty if you went out and...
Yeah, well, I know she'd be stressed out about it, you know, like I know she'd be, she'd get herself in a state worrying at what would happen if something bad was to happen to me.
Okay. Do you feel your worry about your mum and the effects that your kind of social life may have? Do you feel that might impact or has a bit of a bearing on you feeling free to just go off and do that?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I can understand that, and that's a challenge and must make it feel difficult for you, a little bit torn, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely it does, yeah.
Okay. Now, if we were to look forward, for example, and if you can imagine a time in the future where you're part of, let's say for example, you join a team and you've got some social activities on a weekend or during afternoons, and things with your mum are okay, like if she loses or if you get to a point where you don't have that same sense of responsibility and you're doing things with yourself, can you just explain to me how that might feel?
Oh, it'd be great. Yeah, it'd be great. I would feel like independent, have my own life, and I wouldn't have to be worried about Mum, and God, I can't even imagine. That would be awesome.
Yeah, alright. Now, on that same idea then, can you tell me or can you come up with some ways in which you see you might be able to get to that point?
I guess maybe just talk to my mum and explain to her, look, I really appreciate her care, but I'm 15 and I don't want to tell her how lonely I am because I don't want her to be worried about me not having friends, but just say, just try and make her understand that I want to be part of more things outside of school and do more things, and she doesn't have to worry about me. I'm always safe, and yeah, maybe just let her know I really appreciate her, support and everything, but I want to be able to do a few more things outside of home.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that would be helpful because perhaps, you know, for one reason or another, your mum may not actually be where you are wanting these things at the moment.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
I'm not sure,
no, she probably doesn't because I'm pretty good at hiding it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that's good. So we can look at setting up some goals there moving forward
Okay.
as to, all right, being able to talk with mum and look at, because I want to stay focused on, what it will look like with some of these issues not there. Now, just talking about in relation to your concerns of weight and acne, what I'd like to just inform you of is, as a counsellor, unfortunately, in relation to the physical side of things, and indeed like weight, diet, exercise, and your acne, which is a condition, they're medical related issues. Now, in relation to those specifically, what I would like to speak to you about and discuss is your thoughts on speaking with your parents, and I can do that with you if you like, but in relation to that specific issue, what I would consider and what I'd like to do is talk to you about making a referral to a doctor.
Okay.
In relation to that. Now that would involve us contacting a doctor. Do you have a family doctor?
I do. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So what I can do and what we can do is talk to your doctor and explain that you would like to get some treatment and discuss, weight and getting treatment for your acne there. How does that sound?
Yeah, if I can help, that's great.
Yeah. Can I just clarify? Have you sought any help or any treatment for that before?
No, not from a doctor or anything. No.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and that's probably been a little bit worrying for you as well. That you wanted to get treatment for your acne and look at the exercise and weight side of it, but it's not something you've done before.
No, it'd be good to. It sounds like the doctor's a good idea.
Yeah. All right. So all that would. It's quite simple, and I'll make it simpler for you. And if need be, I can even make that referral on your behalf. But all I would do is write to your doctor. I can get their details, and just request that you would like to see them about the acne and the weight.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
Yeah, it sounds good.
All right. Well, I can organise that for you.
Yeah.
And we can still certainly talk about it, even while you're getting the treatment for your health things. We can talk about those things and how that's going and the issues about that. But the physical treatment side of it, we can get the doctor on board and see how they go from there.
Okay.
All right. Now, in relation to, you said before you're worried about your mum's anxiety, okay, and how she feels when you're not there, and that you still very much do a lot together, and also your grandmother, she's quite depressed at home. Can you tell me, in general, like how is it at home for you? Do you have any concerns about your home environment?
No, it sucks to see your nana, sad like that and depressed, but no, there's no sort of concerns as such. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So in relation to, you know, your safety and, you know, being at home, like, just want to clarify, because as I said in the first session, part of my role as a counsellor is, and obligations under law, is to ensure that there's no risks to your safety and care at home. So I'm just clarifying that, just to make sure there's no other immediate concerns or needs that you may have.
Not at all. I'm not.
Okay.
No.
You don't have any fears for your safety.
Not at all. No.
Nothing's happening at home that causes you to be concerned to that extent.
No.
It's just in general, you're worried because Nan has said these things, and you grab, like, she's depressed and. Now you've mentioned yourself as well that you get a little bit of anxiety and depression because of not having friends, and it's made you feel a bit depressed. So can you just explain to me what that's like for you? Like if you're feeling a little bit depressed or down, can you just explain what that is like for you?
I just get really low energy. I just don't want to. Just get a bit lazy. Don't want to do anything. Just stay in bed a lot, sleep a lot on the weekends because I don't really have much else to do.
Yeah.
So I just get not a lot of energy really.
Yeah. Okay. So just feel lower. Not
just no
not
energy.
motivated.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. And I just want to confirm, because it's quite important. Do you? Does it affect your thinking at all in relation to like your own personal health? Like, does your depression cause you to have any other disturbing thoughts or feelings?
No.
Alright, so it lowers your mood and doesn't allow you to want to do much or.
No.
Okay, alright. So if we can now just have a quick chat as we start to finish up this session today. Thank you for your time. I know it's been emotional, and I know we've probably talked about things growing up, and it may seem a little unsure of why we're talking about those instead of the issues you got now, but it has helped me get an understanding of what your problems are and how I might be able to help you. And just as we wrap up this session, I'll just explain next session. What I plan on doing is we're going to get started on setting up some goals, and I'll have more discussion about some kind of what techniques and therapies I would like to start to introduce to our sessions to start working on those goals. Alright, so can I just clarify again, because what I'll do between now and our next session is I'll actually write out our goals and plans, and then if you're happy with those next session, we'll get started on those using some therapies.
Okay.
Alright, so I just want to clarify that you would like to get more friends and be involved in some sports.
Yeah.
Alright.
That'd be great.
Have a sense of belonging, that you're part of something and you've got some friends and stuff in your social life.
Yeah.
Alright. You would like to put on some weight and sort of get some treatment for your acne.
Yeah.
Alright. As we've discussed before, what I will do before next session is I will do that referral for you.
Great, to the doctor. Thank you. Yeah.
So we've got that started, and we're doing something about that initially.
Okay.
All right. And the other thing is we want to work on a little bit of your anxiety and depression, but also how that is kind of intertwined with you feeling responsible and a bit worried about your mum. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to help us form what the goals are,
Mhm.
and I'll have those sorted out for us next week. And so in next week's session, we're going to start, we'll make sure that, yep, we've got our goals outlined so we can see them. It's quite helpful when we can see our issues and what we want to achieve. We can then plan and work through those and start making some progress towards those. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds like that's great, Lee.
Alright.
Thanks.
So what we'll do is we'll finish up today's session. Do you have any?
No,
Questions or
yeah,
anything
the doctor's a
before?
good idea. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, thanks. That sounds good.
Yeah, all right. Now, just before we finish up, what I want to acknowledge is, again, your, and I do feel you are quite brave coming in, because I know this is, you know, something you've been struggling with for a while.
Yeah.
I know it's causing you some emotional pain and discomfort, and rightly so, I can understand that. I just want you to know, because you've said you don't get that emotional support at home, and your dad has said, you know, you should just suck it up and it's something he's dealt with, I want you to know that it's normal and it's understandable to cause you that emotional and to get upset about it. All right.
Thank you. It's good to
And
know.
I want you to know that when you're in here, I don't want you to feel shamed or bad for getting upset. I want you to be able to express it,
Thank you.
and that it is healthy and it's natural. It can be healing at times
Yeah.
to be able to, you know, express those feelings.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So excellent. Well, thank you for your time. It's great to get a full understanding of you and your issues, and I've now got some ideas about how I can use our counselling to start working on those.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, I would have a lovely week.
I will. Yeah. Same
By
time
all
next
means,
week.
keep trying for those sport things, and I'll check in again how that's going, and we can look at that more again next week as well, moving forward.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Lawrence. Okay, I'll walk you out.